In the lush green canopies of Central and South American rainforests, an extraordinary creature makes its home. This is the sloth, an animal that has perfected a life of slow motion. It spends nearly its entire existence hanging upside down from the branches of tall trees. Its long, curved claws act like sturdy hooks, allowing it to cling effortlessly to the trees where it eats, sleeps, and even raises its young. This world in the treetops is its sanctuary, a place where it can find the leaves that make up its simple diet and remain hidden from the many dangers that lurk on the forest floor below. The sloth's slowness is not a sign of laziness, it is a brilliant strategy for survival. By moving at an incredibly gentle pace, it saves a tremendous amount of energy. This is very important because the leaves it eats do not provide much nutrition. Moving slowly also helps the sloth to avoid being seen by predators. Its fur is often covered in green algae, which provides a wonderful camouflage, making it look just like a clump of leaves or a part of the tree. To predators with sharp eyes, like the harpy eagle, the sloth simply blends into the leafy background, a silent, still part of the forest. Life for the sloth is a peaceful, vertical existence, governed by the rhythm of the forest. It navigates its high-rise home with a quiet grace, moving from branch to branch in search of tender new leaves. Everything it needs is right here, high above the ground. The trees provide food, shelter, and safety. For an animal so perfectly adapted to living in the heights, there would seem to be very little reason to ever leave. The world below is a different, more dangerous place, filled with creatures that would see the sloth as an easy meal. Its entire anatomy is built for climbing and hanging, not for walking on flat ground. So the sloth remains in its leafy kingdom, a master of energy conservation and camouflage. It is a creature so closely connected to its environment that it almost becomes part of the trees themselves. Its slow, deliberate movements are a dance with nature, a testament to how life can thrive by taking things at its own pace. This gentle animal seems to have found a perfect, safe life in the treetops. Yet there is one peculiar habit, one strange and risky ritual, that forces this treetop dweller to abandon its safe haven and make a perilous journey to the world below. About once a week, the sloth does something that seems to go against all its survival instincts. It begins a long and very slow descent from the safety of its home in the canopy. Carefully and deliberately, it climbs down the trunk of its chosen tree, a journey that can take a considerable amount of time. Every inch of movement is slow and exposed. Out in the open, on the side of the tree trunk, its excellent camouflage is less effective. It is no longer hidden among the leaves, but is now a slow-moving target for any predator that might be watching from the skies above or the forest floor below. Once it finally reaches the ground, the sloth is at its most vulnerable. Its body is designed for hanging, not for walking. Its long claws, so useful for gripping branches, are awkward and clumsy on the forest floor. It must drag itself along, making it incredibly slow and defenseless. On the ground, predators like jaguars and ocelots patrol, and the sloth has no effective way to fight back or escape. It is a moment of great risk, a time when its life hangs in the balance. This dangerous journey is undertaken for a single, specific purpose. After arriving at the base of the tree, the sloth performs a small shuffling poo dance, digging a little hole with its stubby tail. It is here on the open ground that it relieves itself. This is the only time a sloth will defecate and urinate. Once its business is done, it carefully covers the spot with leaves before starting the long, slow climb back up to the safety of the canopy. The entire process is a significant event, using up a large amount of the sloth's precious energy and putting it in mortal danger for a surprisingly long time. This weekly ritual is a stark contrast to its otherwise safe and sedentary life. It is a moment of extreme peril, and a significant number of sloths are killed by predators during this very act. Why would an animal that has evolved to be so cautious and energy efficient take such a huge risk? Why leave the safety of the treetops for something that other tree-dwelling animals like monkeys do from the branches without a second thought? This puzzling behavior has left scientists and nature enthusiasts baffled for many years, creating one of the most intriguing mysteries in the animal kingdom. The question of why sloths risk their lives just to poop on the ground is a puzzle that has fascinated scientists for decades. It seems illogical for an animal so committed to staying safe and conserving energy. Researchers have spent countless hours observing sloths in their natural habitat, trying to understand the reason behind this dangerous journey. Despite all this observation and study, there is still no single, universally accepted answer. The scientific community remains divided, with several competing ideas, each trying to explain this strange and seemingly self-destructive behavior. This lack of a clear answer highlights just how much we still have to learn about the natural world. The sloth, an animal we think we know, holds this deep secret. Every theory that is proposed seems to have points that support it, but also points that make it questionable. For instance, if the behavior is to avoid making noise that would attract predators, why go to the noisiest and most dangerous place of all, the ground? The mystery deepens the more we look into it, making the sloth an even more captivating subject for scientific inquiry. The challenge for researchers is that observing sloths is a slow and patient process. These animals are not only slow, but also live high up in dense rainforests, making them difficult to track and study closely. Gathering enough data to prove or disprove a theory takes a very long time. Scientists must consider everything from the sloth's diet and digestion to its social life and its relationship with the ecosystem. The answer is likely not simple, but is woven into the complex web of life in the rainforest, a delicate balance of risks and rewards that we are only just beginning to understand. So, the great sloth mystery continues. It serves as a powerful reminder that nature is full of surprises, and that animal behaviors, even those that seem strange to us, usually have a very good reason for existing. It pushes scientists to ask more questions and to look at the world from different perspectives. Why does this one animal perform this perilous ritual? The search for the answer takes us deep into the heart of the rainforest and deep into the fascinating biology of one of the world's most peculiar and wonderful creatures. One of the leading ideas about why sloths make this risky descent is that it is all about communication. Some scientists suggest that the piles of dung left at the base of a tree act as a kind of message board for other sloths. Perhaps the scent of the droppings tells other sloths that this tree is occupied or allows potential mates to find each other in the vastness of the forest. For a solitary animal that moves too slowly to patrol a large territory, leaving a scented signal in a specific place could be a vital way to communicate with its own kind, making the risk of the journey worthwhile for ensuring the future of the species. Another fascinating theory involves a unique relationship the sloth has with moths. Special types of moths live in the sloth's fur. This theory suggests that when the sloth comes down to the ground to defecate, the female moths lay their eggs in the dung. When the new moths hatch, they fly up into the canopy to find a sloth to live on. In return for this service, the moths may help fertilize the algae that grows on the sloth's fur, providing better camouflage or perhaps even nutrients that the sloth can absorb through its skin. It is a complex, symbiotic relationship where both the sloth and the moth benefit. A simpler idea is that the behavior helps to fertilize the sloth's own home tree. By depositing nutrient-rich dung at the base of the tree it lives in, the sloth might be ensuring that its main food source remains healthy and strong. Over many years, this could make a significant difference to the health of the tree, which in turn provides the sloth with the leaves it needs to survive. In this view, the sloth is not just a consumer but a gardener of its own environment, taking a personal risk to invest in the long-term health of its home and pantry. While we may not have the definitive answer yet, each of these theories reveals something incredible about the sloth and its place in the world. This weekly descent is not a foolish act, but a calculated risk with a hidden purpose we are still working to understand. Whether it is for communication, for its relationship with moths, or to tend to its home tree, the sloth's mysterious journey to the ground makes it an even more remarkable animal. It shows us that even in the slowest of creatures, there are deep and complex secrets waiting to be discovered.